Everyone saw that video about why staying home is peace, and honestly, it was right. But here's what it didn't tell you. There's a specific psychological trait that actually separates people who love solitude from everyone else, and it goes way deeper than introversion. Most people have never even heard the term. It's called an autotelic personality, and once you understand it, you'll never describe yourself as just a homebody again. You know that feeling when you cancel plans and instead of guilt, there's this quiet relief, like your whole nervous system just exhales. That's not laziness. That's not social anxiety. That's your brain telling you something true about how it's wired. Psychologists have studied people like you, and what they found is surprising, even to the researchers. Csikszentmihalyi, the psychologist behind the concept of flow, discovered that people who are genuinely comfortable in solitude are significantly more likely to enter deep flow states, that zone where time disappears, where you're so absorbed in something that the outside world stops existing. And here's the key part most people miss. Flow can't happen in noise. It needs stillness. It needs the exact environment you've been choosing all along. You weren't avoiding life. You were protecting the conditions your brain needs to operate at its highest level. But here's where the autotelic personality trait specifically comes in. Autotelic means self-goal in Greek, and people with this trait have one defining superpower. They generate their own reward from within. They don't need a packed bar, a crowd, or constant stimulation to feel alive. Their inner world is rich enough to be the source. A study from the University of Buffalo found that people who choose solitude, not forced isolation but genuinely chosen alone time, showed higher emotional regulation, lower stress reactivity, and stronger creative output than their more socially driven peers. So while everyone else needs the world to entertain them, your brain is quietly doing something most people can't. Now, and this part matters, there is a line, because staying home can be one of two very different things. It can be recharging or it can be hiding. The difference is simple. Does staying home fill you up, or does the thought of leaving feel too heavy to carry? One is a superpower, the other is worth paying attention to. If it's the first, you're not missing out on life. You're living it at a frequency most people never find. The people out at the bar right now, they're not wrong. They're just running on a different fuel. But you're wired for depth over noise, for presence over performance, for the kind of richness that doesn't show up in someone else's Instagram story. It shows up in your own mind at 11 p.m. in a quiet room doing exactly what you wanted. That's not boring. That's rare. Tell me in the comments, when did you first realize you were wired this way? Was there a specific moment? Because I'm willing to bet it happened somewhere quiet. If this hit differently than the last video you watched on this, that's the point. Subscribe. The next one goes even deeper.